Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the supply model and supply models. So, what are them? Supply models are just ways for us to represent the real phenomenon, really, of suppliers and how they produce goods and services in the market. So, if you're excited, let's get started. So, supply models and what are they? They are ways of representing the real phenomenon of firms producing a certain amount of goods or services at given price levels. How do we usually encounter supply models, at least in our subject of SOCSI 5? Well, basically, there's three of them. We encounter them as a supply schedule, which comes in a form of table. So typically, you will get a table with one column being price and the other column being the quantity supplied. So, for example, at price level one, you get quantity supplied um, one. All right. So um, another way of representing them is in terms of graphs. Okay, and you have seen this again. Price is on the y-axis, quantity supplied is in the x-axis, and you will see them as positively sloped graphs. Okay, why is it positively sloped? Well, because we know that price acts as an incentive for suppliers or producers to make goods or services. So the higher the price of that good or service, the more of that is expected to be produced by your firms. A third way of representing supply or the supply model is, of course, using a functional representation. Okay? Quantity supplied as a function of price. And typically, we will see this, for example, as a certain constant B, okay, plus some slope M, okay, times the price, right? And we will exploit this. The next three examples, we're going to discuss how to transform from one representation, your tables, to the third representation, your equation models, to get supply models. All right, so let's begin. For example, here, you have a municipality in Nueva Vizcaya, and they have a weekly supply of pork shoulders. Okay, and it is given as such. So find the equation relating the quantity supplied of pork. Okay, this is wrong. Please just note that this is quantity supplied of pork as a function of its price. Okay, so the same thing with what we did in looking for demand equation models. We look first for two points. Let's choose for convenience the price level at 100. You have 375 kilos of pork supplied, and at price level of 200, we have 675 kilos of pork supplied. Okay, so first we find the slope. How do we find the slope? So we choose 675 kilos of pork is supplied whenever the price level is at 200, right? But when the price level drops to 100, the quantity supplied of pork also drops to 375. Okay, so um, this is 300 over 100, which is 3. So what does a positive slope mean? Why is it 3 this time? Well, because we are dealing with supply and we are expecting the slope indeed to be positive because there is a direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. When price increases, quantity supplied increases. When price decreases, quantity supplied decreases. All right. So as we said before, the equation model of quantity supplied is equal to some constant B plus the slope, in this case 3 times P. Now, to complete our supply equation model, we choose a point any of the two that we use, 200 or 100. Okay, let's use 100. Okay. So that's B plus 3 times 100 gives us 375. Sir, so that's B plus 300 is equal to 375. Therefore, B is 75. So, what does this 75 mean? That means this is the when price is zero. When price is zero, there is still a supply of 75 kilos of pork. But then we don't really need to think deeply about why that is so for now. We just need to come up with the quantity supplied model. So to finish off, it will be quantity supplied as a function of price is 75 plus 3p. Okay, of course, we want to check if this is correct. And how do we do the checking? Okay, we choose another point. That is not the two that we use. So let's take, for example, 150. Okay, so when P is 150, let's check QS is 75 plus 3 times 150. Sir, that's 75 plus 450. This is easily 525, which is correct. So you see if the price level is at 150 per kilo, then there will be 525 kilos of pork shoulders in your market, which means that, hey, our model is correct. Okay, let's move on to the next example. So in Camarines Norte, the weekly supply schedule for mobile data is given below. Find an equation relating the quantity supplied of mobile data as a function of its price. So this is repetitive actually. Again, we choose two different price levels. Let's choose 15 and 10 because I feel they are convenient. Of course, you're free to choose any other any other combinations of price and quantities. Okay, so at price level of 10, 632 terabytes of data is supplied. When the price increases to 15, 692, a total of 692 terabytes will be supplied in your market. So to do the calculation, 632 minus 692 is negative 60, and 10 minus 15 is negative 5. So you get positive 12, right? Again, why is this positive? We expect this to be positive because we are dealing with a supply um, model. Okay, so again, we said, sir, quantity supplied is some constant B plus the slope times price. Okay, so we choose one price level. Let's take 632. Sir, 632 is expected when when the price is 10. Sir, this is B plus 120 is 632, which means that B is 512. All right, so to finish off, our quantity supplied, therefore, quantity supplied as a function of P is 512 plus 12P. Okay, of course, we want to always check this. Let's use another point. Okay, let's use 12. Okay. So, sir, just to check, what is 512 plus 12 times 12? Because at 12 pesos, we want to check how much is the quantity supplied in terabytes when a gigabyte of data is 12 pesos. So, sir, that's 512 plus 144. This is 656 terabytes. Okay, Which is correct, right? Indeed, when the price level is at 12, the quantity supplied is at 656. So yes, our supply model is correct. Now we move on to our last example. Okay, so in NCR, the daily supply schedule for short distance motorcycle deliveries, or SDMDs. The definition of short distance is below 2 kilometers of delivery through motorcycle. Is given below. Find an equation relating the quantity supplied of SDMDs as a function of its price. So again, this is very repetitive. Let's choose two different points. Okay, let's choose this for convenience. I believe it's convenient to use these two. When the price level is at 100 pesos, there are 75,000 deliveries in Metro Manila. When the price drops to 80, the supply of SDMDs decreases to 65,000. Okay, so sir, this is doing the computation. This is 10,000 divided by 20. Okay, or this is 500. Again, why is this positive? We expect this to be positive because this is a supply model, and there is a positive correlation between price and quantity supply. So we expect quantity supplied to be some constant B plus 500. Okay, so you will have here now using one point that we want. Okay, let's use 100. So you will have B is equal to 500, or rather, sorry, B plus 500 times 100 is equal to 75,000. Okay, so this is B plus 50,000 is equal to 75,000. Very easy now. Okay, B is just 25,000. To finish off, this means that quantity supplied as a function of price is 25,000 plus 500. Of course, if you want to check, well, let's use 90. Okay, let's use 90. What is quantity supplied when price is 90? Sir, that's 25,000 plus 500 times 90. Sir, that's 25,000 plus 45,000. So this is actually 70,000, which is correct. Okay, you see, even the price is at 90, the quantity supplied is at 70,000 number of rides. So that confirms that the quantity supplied equation model that we got is correct. All right, so I hope you understood and you got from this video how to get the supply equation model when you are given your supply schedule. That's all. See you next time.